Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Ginger Valentine. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to have confidence on stage even when you are terrified, okay? And I can speak on this because I have had almost 20 years experience of overcoming my own nerves, self-doubt, imposter syndrome in the world of burlesque. And then before that, I was also performing on stage, so I have a lot of experience, and I hope that by the end of this video you will feel a little bit more embodied, a little bit more in control, and excited about your next performance, or actually anything that you feel a little apprehensive about, okay? I'm here on your side. Okay, so the very first time I ever went down to pasties, I remember it so vividly, and I was terrified. I thought I was gonna barf, honestly, but I survived, okay? And then after I did that, I never had stage fright again. I was confident forever, and it's been smooth sailing ever since. No, it doesn't matter. I have a story for every phase of my career where I have had some type of stage fright, nerves, whatever the case may be. And I have worked really hard to learn how to train myself to overcome these things. So the point is not that we're ever gonna just be confident and then we're confident forever, because it doesn't work that way. Progress is non-linear. Instead, what we can work towards is trying to understand oh, I'm being nervous, I'm acting nervous. Let's pause, be self-aware, and maybe get grounded so we don't spiral out of control. Okay, because you want to avoid that as much as you can, in my opinion anyway. You want to be in control when you're on stage doing your shows. Okay, so if you've ever felt like you're not confident, you're not ready, we all experience that. And we all experience that throughout our lives. We just don't really overcome it. At least I don't think so. If you have truly overcome all of this and you just never experience it again, please let us all know how you did that, because I want to take notes. One misconception about burlesque that I hear a lot is people are like, oh, I would love to start burlesque, but I'm not confident. And I'm like, you're thinking about it the wrong way, in my opinion, because it's not like confidence comes first and then you do burlesque. No, not always the case. For some people, maybe, but for most of us, we do burlesque and then we get the confidence. So it's, you have to have a little leap of faith. You have to have a trust. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to want something so bad that you're like, I don't care if I suck. I don't care to try. I don't care to be sincere. All right, so let's just get that out of the way, that we don't need to think about confidence as an innate trait or something that people have and other people don't. It's a skill that we build. Confidence is a skill that you build. Confidence is something you can get better at. You can have a little bit of confidence and you can work on it, and then you can get a lot more confidence. I'm obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with helping you have this as well. Okay, so I've mentioned, confidence is not permanent. And when you think about it, the way we travel through the burlesque world, for instance, maybe we start by having an interest, and then we get confidence and we take a class, and then we have confidence and then we perform on stage, and then we have to overcome that, but then we get confidence and then we submit to a festival, and then we perform at the festival and we get confidence, and then it's time to apply to Burlesque Hall of Fame or whatever. You know what I mean? The point is, it's a progressive, and wherever you go, there you are. And if you don't have some essential tools that work for you to help you overcome self-sabotage, nerves, lack of confidence, you can really slow you down a little bit. Okay, here's something else that I want you to know. Harvard did do a study about reappraising your mindset when you are feeling nervous. So when we say things like, oh, I'm so nervous, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, think about what's going on in your body. Maybe you have butterflies in your stomach. Maybe your palms are sweating. Maybe you just, have that adrenaline rush, just you're buzzing, right? Think about when there's something you're anticipating that you're really excited about. Oh my God, when I was a kid, for me, it was going to Six Flags Over Texas. I was a little thrill seeker, and I just remember so vividly every single night before I would ever go to Six Flags, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't wait. And on the car ride, I'd be like, I'm so excited, I can't wait. And I would have butterflies. I would have a little adrenaline rush. It's the same feelings, right? So our brain, is it the amygdala? Is it the hypothalamus? I don't know, I'm just naming body parts. But there's some part of our brain that is gonna send a signal to us, and then it sends a signal to our body, and these reactions start to kick in, right? Our cortisol, our adrenaline. It's your sympathetic nervous system, it's your parasympathetic nervous system. I should have done more research, but that's beside the point. If you tell yourself, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. If you reappraise your mind frame from nerves to excitement, it can have a huge impact because your brain really doesn't know the difference. Nerves and excitement are the same thing. The difference is the perspective shift. I lie to myself sometimes. I don't know. I don't know. It works for me. This might not be something that like works for you. I'm really sharing like my personal approach to this, but sometimes I just lie to myself. When I'm really nervous, I just lie and I'm like, I'm excited. Because what's the difference? Nerves is like, I don't have control. Anything could happen. Maybe I'm not good enough. It feels self-defeating. But when you're excited, you're prepared, you're ready, you're chomping at the bit. Okay, that's how we talk in Texas, chomping at the bit. Okay, here's something that is so important that you may be wondering, or maybe you've already considered. None of this matters if you're not prepared. Okay, and that's not to shame anyone, and I'm not trying to be judgmental or sit on a high horse and be like, did you rehearse your act? It's not about that. But it is very important to mention I would be a bad burlesque instructor if I didn't tell you that in order to have this ability to switch from nerves to excitement, you have got to be prepared. That looks different. It looks different to different performers, but for me, it's rehearsing my act different ways, many times, recording my act, watching the recording, making that whole preparation a process, right? Because there have been, like, do I do this perfectly? No. Yes, I procrastinate. Yes, sometimes I don't make choices in my best interest. Yes, sometimes I suffer the consequences, but I burn myself enough times to where I was like, I don't want to do that. I either don't want to like shame myself to death, and I also don't want to like wing it. Now, I'm not talking about being a skilled at improv. Like that's a different thing, and you still prepare for that in my opinion. But what I'm talking about is just being like absolutely no plan and maybe not enough experience, just winging it. You know what I mean? So you have to prepare. And if you're fully prepared and you still feel nervous, that's when you tell yourself, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. Okay? If y'all want to have a conversation about what does proper practice look like, let me know. We can talk about that. I definitely have all kinds of things to say about how to rehearse a burlesque act and different approaches for different problems. So we can talk about it. So remember, experience does breed confidence, but you do not need to wait for the confidence to come before you go and chase the experience. Also, all of us throughout different phases of our journey in burlesque will have moments of self-doubt, of nerves, and that's normal. It's just about being able to let ourselves know that we're going to be just fine because we practice, we're prepared, and nerves and excitement feel exactly the same way. Okay? All right. So take a deep breath. It's going to be fine. You're going to do great. You're going to pop a pasty. And even if you have a bad show, that's fine. You know why? Because that's how you get better. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. I never achieved anything because I was successful. No, I achieved things because I was hungry. You know what I mean? Like I never just had things just like come to me and I'm like, oh, I have all these things come to me. I guess I'll try more stuff. No, I wanted things so badly that I was willing to try and fail, experiment and flop and do all of the things just in hopes that I might get closer to my dreams, my goals, and live a more fulfilled, enriched life. Okay, if you're feeling this and you're like, yeah, I want to get really prepared, I want to get really confident, I want you guys to, if you're interested, check out my subscription program because not only do I have dozens of like movement classes and fundamental classes, but I have a lot of chats on there about headspace and lessons on stage presence and how to make a really cool entrance. I also have information on how to approach a burlesque competition, how to audit your act. I teach you everything about how to take things off and the 5 pillars of tease, which is just a method I invented to help you create a really unforgettable act. So if you're really interested in the preparation part, I'll put all that information in the description below. You can go check it out. But you don't have to because you know I show up here every Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific with a little bit of something for you guys. Okay, and then sometimes more. I try to give you guys more throughout the week, but it really just depends. But I'm committed to 12 p.m. Fridays Pacific time. So I will see y'all next week. Bye.